All right, good morning. This is Andy White with Epygi, and I will be your host this morning. Thank you for joining. And this morning we'll be discussing the current AI options and how they can be used on the Epygi PBXs. I don't think I need to mention AI, but it's artificial intelligence for anybody who's not aware. That is the buzzword of the day. Today we're going to be doing the couple year-end webinars. Today we'll be doing the AI powered options, and next week we'll be looking at e-call best practices. All right, some of the new AI powered features that we have available on the QX appliances for the and for the QX appliances like QX50, QX200, as well as the ECQX, the cloud-based PBXs. We can do voicemail transcription. So it allows to convert the voicemail messages into text. The text is being sent via email along with the audio file. Call recording transcription. So you can calls that are recorded can be transcribed into text, and they can be archived on external servers right alongside the voice file, the voice recording. And you also have some additional options with the call recording, where it could do the sentiment analysis, which is used to determine a piece of text, whether it expresses a positive, negative, or neutral emotion. You can add diarization, which basically labels the speakers in the transcribed text. That's the way it makes it easier to read for meetings and interviews and multi-people conversation. And then at the end, it can have a summarization, which presents a brief version of the transcribed text and makes it, long conversations, meetings, interviews a little bit easier to understand and review. And that feature is actually available towards the end of the month in version 6. Currently 6.6.13. So we're excited about that release. And we also have voice-enabled auto tenants, where callers can navigate the auto tenant by pressing the keys on their phone, just like they always have. But they can also use speak keywords within a sentence. It'll detect those keywords and route the call accordingly, just as if they press the required digits. All right, and that's also going to be available at the end of the month, and it's going to support, in addition to English, it'll support Spanish, French, German, Italian, and Portuguese. Okay, and then there's text to speech, and that's used to basically auto-create greeting messages in the PBX without the need to record the greetings and upload them into the PBX. So right there, you could just type in your text, and you'll immediately get a WAV file with the text, and we'll demonstrate that here shortly. And then we've added ECMon AI Assistant, where it's available on our ECMon platform. So those that are subscribed to ECMon, they can go in and there's a icon there on the left-hand side. You can basically ask questions. It's like a bot, and it will, you can ask, for example, like what size system do I need for 40 users? And it'll come back and give you some answers on that. So that's currently available within the ECMon platform. So let's look at some of the individual, we'll look at it with some slides, and then we'll get right into the system itself, where I'll show you where and how it's configured, and hopefully we'll be able to do some examples. So the voicemail transcription, of course, you have to enable it on the extension. You enable the voicemail to email, and then you have to select the option to have the transcription done. And you can receive the transcribed text with or without the original voice file attached to it. And they're also saved on the extension in the voicemail box. So the very bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the little icon with the text icon. For call recording, you can choose to just transcribe the text, or you can add the diarization, which does the labeling for you. Okay, and then it can transcribe the recorded calls and saves those to the recording box on the system, or you can have it sent to a server. And you can also have the option to add the sentiment analysis along with the summary at the bottom of the uh, transcription. So here's an example of the diarization option, where it labels the individual speakers, speaker A, then speaker B. And then here's an example where it does a diarization, but it's also uh, giving a summary at the bottom of the transcription. Okay, we have the voice-enabled auto tenant. So it allows you to configure the auto tenant to receive uh, verbal commands from the user, from the caller. So it makes it easier for users to call in and navigate the auto tenant. For example, if you're driving a vehicle, you can do it hands-free. So for example, a caller calls into the auto tenant and they're presented with some options and he wants to select option 0. Well, of course, he can press the digit 0, or he can say one or more keywords that will also choose that same option 0. And a caller can, any of those keywords can be in a sentence. And if they don't make an option, there's some routing options there where you can, or it doesn't understand, it can be connected to the an extension where the call can be processed. So currently it has English support, but as we mentioned before, it's going to have the multilingual support here at the end of the month. Okay, the transcription is licensed. Okay, you have a single license. It's used for the 3 options for the voicemail transcription, the voice-enabled auto tenant, and also the call recording transcription. So it's a bundle of minutes that can be purchased. You can get them in quantities of 500 minutes, 1,000 minutes, 2,000 minutes. However, with call recording, it's going to use the minutes twice as fast. So basically, for 500, you'll get if you purchase the 500 minutes, you'll get 250 minutes of the call recording. So the call recording does consume twice the amount of minutes. Okay, so each license is available per minute voicemail transcription, and it gets reduced every time the voicemail transcription is done. It gets reduced by that amount. And you also get a low warning on the system in the event logs that will let you know that the license needs to be replenished. All right, so and then there's a separate license for the text to speech, where it's based on the number of characters that will be used. All right, let's go ahead and look at the log into the system. All right, I'm currently logged into my local QX200. Actually, before we do that, let me getting ahead of myself here a little bit. Let's go to the support portal, and we're going to log in there and take a look at where you can find some documentation. If you just search on the word transcription, excuse me, you just search for transcription, you'll see a couple documents come up for the voicemail and call recording transcription feature on the Epygi QX IPPBXs. Okay, if you also search on the word, I just put in the word alloy, that's going to bring up one of the, when you do text to speech, you'll have several options on which voice it will be used to convert that uh, audio file. So there's about let's say about 6 different flavors to choose from, and we put them here. These are just sample clips, so you can listen to them before you actually do. You can decide um, which voice that you want to use when you're doing your text-to-speech audio files. Okay, so you can search for those, and those are available, so you don't have to go try out each one and use up some of your characters. All right, so log back into the QX, and we want to look at the start with the licensing. We go to Setup, and you'll see at the top banner, there's one called header there called Consumable Licenses. And we're going to click on the voicemail transcription and text-to-speech accounts. So you enable the account. You can see I've already enabled it. The license installed was for 1,000 minutes, and it shows how many minutes are available. And then the same for text-to-speech. Speaking of speech, I'm losing my audio myself. Sorry. All right, I think we're all right now. Sorry about that. So as far as the licensing goes, let's take a look at the actual license and see what that looks like. So just like the regular licenses, you'll send us either the serial number of the system or the unique ID, and we're going to generate a license key for you. So this license key is for the QX200. It's for voicemail transcription. I've got 1,000 minutes. Okay, for text-to-speech, it was 200,000 characters. So you get this license key, and when you go to install it, be sure to copy the entire segment from beginning to end, including the begin feature and end feature. You'll copy that whole piece. And then on the QX, you just come over here and add. Key in there and save it. Okay, and go ahead and save that. And it tells me the license key is already installed, of course, but that gives you an idea. So right now, notice I've got 611 characters, 199 and 611 characters available on the for the text to speech, because that's the first thing we're going to show, and we'll see that how that gets used. All right, so let's go to the start with the auto tenants. I have several auto tenants, one of them being extension 12 here. So let's start with that one. And edit the auto tenant scenario. Okay, so we're going to do the first option here under the welcome message, and that's going to be the text to speech, because I want to create a WAV file. So I've copied and pasted this. It says, "Thank you for calling Epygi Technologies. Please dial your party's extension at any time." So that's going to be my welcome message. And you'll see from the drop down on your text to speech, you'll have 6 different options on the voice that will be used. So let's go ahead and save that. Okay, and it goes off, it gets created, and I now have the welcome.wav file, which I can download or remove. And we're going to enable the welcome message. So let's see what that sounds like. So if I call the auto tenant at extension 12.
Thank you for calling Epygi Technologies. Please dial your party's extension at any time.
Okay, so throughout the system, any place where you have the option to upload a greeting or a message or whatever it might be, you'll have the option now to do the text to speech. So you can create that, it'll create it for you. All right, makes it easy for yourself, the customer. They don't have to worry about getting in the right format or anything like that. It's just, they just upload it. You can do it right there on the system. All right, next we'll look at the voicemail transcription. I'm going to use extension 203, I think. So I'm going to go to the user settings on this extension, which is the little person icon right beside the extension. Click on that, and we'll go to voicemail settings, top left-hand corner. And under the voicemail notification, I'm going to enable the voicemail notification via email, and got my email address in there, and I'm going to send the voicemail attached to the email, and I'm also going to do the transcription. Okay, let's go ahead and give a call to that extension and see what that looks like. So I'm going to call to extension 203. Let's reject that call.
No one is available to take your call.
Hi, this is Andy. Trying to get in touch with you. Please give me a call back. Thank you so very much. And you can see the voicemail pop up on that phone. And let's go to the user settings. And I'm going to check my, off to the side here, I'm going to check my email to see if I got that email come in, and we'll take a look at that. And it did, right on time. Thank you. Again, you never know. Let's see. Let's see if I can bring this over to the other screen so you can see it. Okay, I've got the file here. Voicemail came in, and with my text transcribed, and I've also have the attachment with the actual voicemail itself, which I can listen to. So it has the audio, and now it has the text as well. If we look at our voicemail box, you can see this is the voicemail that was left. I can play the audio here. I can download the audio, and then at the far right, there's an icon with the actual text. If I were to open that or download it, it would open the text file with the notepad. Okay, very simple, not much to show there. Next, we're going to take a look at the call recording. All right, so that's my extension I'm using for call recording, or the call recording box as we've called it. It's at the very bottom, extension 200. And I'm going to click on the little shield icon. That's the admin settings for the call recording box. Okay, and I've actually already enabled this because I was playing with this earlier. You have the option of doing the transcription, enabling it. You just have the transcription, or you could do the diarization, which adds the labels. You can add the sentiment analysis and the summarization, and you save those settings. All right, so now we want to let's see if we could do a test call with that and see what that might sound like or look like. See if anybody's available.
Welcome to Epygi Technologies.
Let's see. Let's see.
Okay.
Hello, is this Mario? Hi, Mario. Good morning. And hey, I just wanted to get up with you and see if you're what your availability is next week, so we can schedule maybe a meeting. All right, maybe Tuesday, probably about noontime. Maybe we could do lunch. All right.
Okay, let's do that.
Oh,
And stay safe, all right?
all right. Thanks a lot. You too. Bye. Okay, so that was I have lunch with Mario next week. So let's take a look at that and see how that looks like as far as the recording. So you could go to the recording box. This is where all the recordings are saved. Okay, and let's see. Looks like it's already there. So I called the our main number, and you can play the recording, or you can download the transcription. All right, and that's downloading. Give that just a moment. So you also have the option you can download the voice recording or the text with a transcription. Okay, it's already downloaded, saved. Okay, so it does. We did the diarization, which labels speaker A, positive, neutral. Didn't have any negative sentiments during the conversation. But so anyway, it's got the call. It's been recorded, and it just presents a little summary at the bottom. Just checking for availability for lunch next week. Very simple. Okay. So that's the call recording transcription, and these can be saved off to you have options on your call recording. You can save those locally on the system and or push those out to the TFTP server so they could be kept for long-term storage by the user. All right, and so that takes care of the call recording. Next, we want to look at the voice-enabled auto tenant. And for that one, we're going to use this auto tenant extension 11. So we do an edit, look at the call scenario. And in here, we've got there's a greeting message, which I've already pre-recorded under the recurring prompt. And that greeting message prompts the caller to press 1 for sales, 2 for support, or 3 for marketing. So let's see how we can define those and also use the activate it using the voice. So for option 1, which is going to be for sales, let's do an edit on that option. So at the very top, you've got option 1, and here you've got this where it says say. So in there, you put in your keywords, and we'll put in sales. And let's go ahead and save that. And actually, when they press sales, I want to give them some feedback as to which option that they selected. So let's go ahead and that would be the announcement. So when you press 1, you're going to hear a message that comes back to you that says, connecting to sales is what we'll use. And I do have that text already typed out here, save some time. So the text or the message that will be played, so we'll take advantage of the text to speech here also, and I'll save that. It's going to create the WAV file. It says connecting to sales. All right, let's go ahead and do the one for support. Now you can add more than one word. These are the keywords, but you have to separate those with a comma. So we're add support and tech support. And let's go ahead and save that. Let's see, but I also want to include a greeting on our message on that one. Once we enter that, confirm to the user that they've dialed the right option. Let's do, yep, that's going to be the alloy and connect to tech support. Okay, so let's see what that sounds like. So if I dial to extension 11, let's hear the current greeting and see what our options are. You can also say sales, support, or marketing. Sales. And you hear my phone ringing, and it calls to extension 100. Okay, let's say, let's do that again. Let's say if we want to call, let's try tech support. I'm trying to reach technical support. Okay, and then it calls over to tech support. Okay, so that's all working. Excellent. I like when things work. All right, so so that's basically the voice enabled auto attendant. So let me go back. I've been using the text to speech. So let's go back. Let's just take a quick look at our licensing. We can see how that's being consumed. I think previously there was 700 something characters. Now it's 470 something at the end. 199, 700. Now it's down to 477. All right. Lastly, we want to look at what you get when when your transcription minutes or characters get low. You will see some error, not an error message, but you'll see some event notification messages where the rate limit has been reached or if it's getting low. Here, so yes, here's the available credit. It was below 10%. That gives you a little bit of a heads up that it's getting low. And then when it actually gets down to 0, it tells you the rate limit was reached. And again, you can have these events. You can have these emailed to you to let you know. You can also have them pop up on your ECMON. If you have the ECMON subscription for each of your systems, you can have those pop up. They can also be emailed to you from ECMON. Just letting you know that they can be they can be replenished. They need to be replenished. Okay, and let's see. So that that pretty much concludes everything that I had to discuss this morning on the webinar. Be sure to reach out to our sales department if you'd like some additional information or you want to get a demo ECQX system, cloud-based system. Just reach out to our sales department. You can also contact me with some additional questions. It's andy.white@epygi.com. My phone number is there as well. Let me just give me one moment here. We want to stop the recording.